get into the last part of the season, some of you kids are getting good, the cream is rising to the top, the bottom kids, hang along. Because when you come in this room, some of you label yourself JV, varsity. Whenever you get a chance to wrestle, consider it a match, and you're just a wrestler. Don't put a ranking on yourself. I put that too with college kids. The idea is if you go on somewhere and you're a walk-on or a red shirt, that's only in your head if you let it be. Like some of you kids watch college, you've seen Abe Assad. For Iowa, he walked in, he was a red shirt. He didn't put that in his head. Halfway through the season, they pulled him. Now he's wrestling for varsity. So take every opportunity as a match. Too much, especially the young kids get caught up. It's JV, exhibition, varsity. Whenever you wrestle, it's a wrestling match. So that's step one for your mindset. Step two, some of you kids that are getting to the best, is you gotta live the lifestyle. You're doing good for these 2-3 hours you're in the room, but it's the stuff you do outside the room that's gonna determine those real big matches, the ones that take you from a sectional qualifier to make it to state, from making it to state to getting up on the podium. It's not only you versus the other person, it's now your lifestyle versus their lifestyle. When you go home, are you working out during the nights? Are you eating correctly? Are you getting enough sleep? All these things are going to add up. So if me and Jeremy are equal strength and speed, and Jeremy got dumped by his girlfriend, his mind's not right, that might be the slight advantage it takes to get me past him. And I've seen a broken heart ruin some kids' seasons. Now, I'm not saying that's y'all, but these little things that when you're so close to somebody, these are going to be the factors. Like some of you guys, Fred, Jarvis, Jalen, Willie, the seniors, you guys, Genuine, you should be looking to get high up on that podium with the thing. And Carl's, Jeremy's, Miguel's, you guys aren't right far behind. Deshaun, Jada, this is an older group. So you got to make the commitment, whether you go home, are you playing the Fortnite, are you staying on the FaceTime all night, or maybe watching a little bit of full wrestling. You should visualize things in your head. Before you go to sleep, especially before a tournament, you should visualize yourself having success. What's the first move you're going to do? What's my best offense I want to get to? What's a tie that I like to wrestle in? These are all things that should start to go through your head. Yes, Jarvis.
So is it a bad thing to think what you're going to do in the wrestling match?
No, it's not a bad thing. As long as you're focused on yourself. So pre-match, you should be thinking of my setups, my moves, my pace.
During the match.
During the match?
Yeah.
No, it's not that bad. You don't want to mostly flow.
It's that bad.
No,
Well, you can have a game plan going in the match. Obviously, the game plan might change. If I know going into Jalen, I don't want to let him lock up his body lock. He might go through my defense. He has the body lock now. My game plan's got to change. So you can have a plan, but usually in the match, if you think it's too late, that's why we're doing these repetitions in practice, so you're just going to be able to hit it. You'll get to this spot, and you'll step pivot windshield wiper before your brain actually thinks.
The only time I think is like when I'm finna attack, like I'm finna shoot this shot. Then after that,
it's usually too late. Just go for it. Especially a guy like you. You guys are the Clydesdales. Ride your horse and go. You might be a smart guy. I'll get to you, Chris. You might be the smart person where you know you got to get to that correct angle and hit it right at the right time. You might know you're a little slower, this person's faster, or the same thing. They got a really good underhook, so I'm going to keep this elbow tight and not let them get to that underhook on their side. You can have little tactics, but the match has a bunch of different little matches inside of it. One thing I focus with you kids, if you get a lock on your hands at the high school level, you should finish every time, 100% of the time. So come on, Carl. If I'm wrestling with Carl, if I lock my hands here, or if you sprawl, go ahead, sprawl all the way out, I should know I can out of the bicep, I'm going to come up and I'm going to finish. Put that in your head. College, it gets different. In college wrestling, that could be where the next match starts. You get on the guy's leg, they're scrambling, they're doing all types of stuff. That's a different battle. High school, you should have in your mind, a good level kid, every time I can get to your legs and lock my hands, I'm going to finish. So now when you're practicing in the room, single legs, lock. Double legs, lock. Find out positions you're good at. I like to score from space, where I'll be this guy here, foot fake and shoulder pop and getting you. I like to score from tie-ups. I'm a counter wrestler. Develop your own style. What you got, Jaden?
You got some knee pads?
I do. Knee pads I'll sell for $5. I might have some ones you could borrow. I just found a whole new box. What's up, Chris?
So, can I like just think of it as playing a video game?
You could. And you're the created character. Now you got to get your attributes. If you go against a guy who's got 99s and you're only a 75, you still have an opportunity to win, but you're gonna have to find that way to win. And just because somebody's good all the time doesn't mean they're gonna be good on the day they face you. So you could see the best kid in the country, Keegan from Arrowhead. He's #1 in the country, hasn't been beaten in a long time. Maybe the day you face him at sectionals, maybe his girlfriend dumped him. Maybe he's got a stomach sickness. The day of state's gonna stay the same date. So don't put your mind like, oh man, Jarvis is really good. Maybe Jarvis had the bubble guts today. It's your day to bring it to him at practice. So this stuff ebbs and flows. But if you kids want to be a state champ, I would tell you you have to live the lifestyle. You can ask Jalen, when you were going through your Fargo, did you have to live the lifestyle?
Yes. God, you did.
It was almost like you need to be, if you want to be the state champ, there's only one spot on that podium to do it. It's going to be lonely. So some of your friends, you're going to have to skip some hangout time. You have to skip some time with your girlfriend. You have to skip some time of a lot of things because there's only one spot that you got to sacrifice to be in that one spot.
I ain't got none of that.
How much? Yeah, if you got none of that stuff, that's great. If you're just ready to go full in, that's good. And I want you kids to have, I don't want you to be focused just the rest of the robot, but put that stuff in its place. Let them know, I'm trying to win state. I got about a month and a half to do it. I'm going to need this time to get myself better. You can't go out to the parties. Some of the kids on the team like that. You can't do that stuff. So peer pressure that'll put me in can be good. I want this team to start doing good peer pressure. When everybody's doing something good, nobody's going to fool around because you're going to look like the fool. This happens a lot at Tech, where the whole class goes wild, you throw something, you're fooling around, and the good kid's like, oh, I'm just going to cut up now and act like an ass because that's what everybody else is doing. Now, if I take one of you kids, I put you in a suburban school where nobody's swearing, nobody's fighting, nobody's playing on the cell phones, you'll do the same thing. And I've seen it happen where kids move out of the city, like, oh, I act this way. You act that way because you're at Tech and nobody cares. So keep this environment good peer pressure. Don't balloon up on your weight. You should be the odd guy, Mr. Finks. So live the lifestyle. You're right there on whether you could go to state or win a city title or miss weight. You miss weight, you scored team 0 points. You've seen what scoring team 0 points did for us last year. We need your points. We need you there. Everybody here needs to be there. So do your part. Bring some friends. After practice, we're going to go over the lineup. So we got a few holes we're going to fill for Hamilton and King. Can we beat them? Yes. Is it going to take some work? Yes, because we got about 3 weight classes without valid wrestlers. So focus today, get a good practice in, and think about this lifestyle. Because when you step on there with somebody who's, some of you kids watch Henschel on YouTube, I don't know him too well, but it seems to me like he lives a wrestling lifestyle. So when you put your toe on the line, you better be ready to match his lifestyle. Whether if you're going home and hitting the Newport or trying to drink a 40 with the girl to make it look cool, when you step foot with somebody that's been living a clean lifestyle, they're going to put that thing on you. So you got to decide how much you're willing to sacrifice and what spot on that podium you want to be at. Because it feels good to be at the top, but it's also a lonely position. You got to do stuff differently from everybody else. There's only 14 state champs. Division I. We could have 3-4 out this room easily. But you got to put in the work and you got to live a lifestyle. I can tell you what it is, but if you go home and you eat a whole bunch of ho-hos and play Fortnite till 2 in the morning, that's your choice. I can't be with you 24 hours. So the time you're outside of the room, start filling it in with good stuff. Circle up, go ahead. Anybody else know the creed or is Fred leading? Fred's leading, we like Fred. Circle up, let's do the creed and get a partner. Hustle up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get there. Spread it out. We gotta wait for Jalen, he needs some tissue. I got no work yet. It just feels like I'm ready. I don't know, it just feels good to do with the creed. I like it. You don't have to. No, you ain't that lucky, bro.
We ain't nobody lose no weight today after that, man.
Well, we gonna lose some weight too.
Dude.
We got like, y'all should have been back though.
If the kids work hard this week, it's gonna be a good week. You'll be happy with the stuff we got planned.
I'm happy.
Drivers in the truth, you see what I do.
Boy, I ain't making
Chopping off that leg.
All right, Fred, let's get there.
I got on my nose again. I believe in myself.
I believe in myself.
I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to wrestle.
I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to wrestle.
I'm not afraid to lose or make mistakes.
I am not afraid to lose and make mistakes.
I will never give up.
I will never give up. All right, what's your partner? What's your
Make some
partner?
work now.